What's up, family? All right, let's see how this goes. Um, so my thought on this trade is that we have the 2022 YouTube model, and I'm gonna take it wherever it goes. Either I'm gonna take a loss or I'm gonna take profit, and you're gonna see it. Uh, because we want to see that people do take losses because they happen, and nobody likes to record them. Well, they're not fun to record. So as soon as we break this low right here, I'm gonna move my stop to lock in some profit. And if it comes back on me, then so be it. But my thought was is that New York Open came up and ran this liquidity up here. Then we had a displacement down. And we have all of this sell side liquidity down here, as well as previous day low. And so I was like, I'm going to get in on the 5-minute fair value gap. I wanted consequent encroachment because the gap is so big. And I thought I would have missed it. And I was like sitting here like, you know, should I jump in? Should I blah blah blah? But I was like, nope, just wait for it. And so that's what I did, and I got tagged in. So now, it could come because it's displaced down so much, it could easily come back up to the fair value gap because it knows, I don't know what it knows, but we presume that people move their stop to break even because actually that's what did happen. Like I got tagged in here, then it dropped down, then it came back up there one more time. So people could have easily, when it dropped down here, move their stop to break even, and then they get tagged out. So now I'm just waiting to see if we can get a displacement below here. So then I can lock in. I'll put it here just in case it comes back to that order block. And let's just see if it tags me out. Go on, boo-boo. Go on, boo-boo. This could be tricky because we took this sell side, so I potentially could have had my stop there. Mm, I don't want to give it back too much money, but let me put it to the right here. So really, I'm gonna take my chances, I could have, took what was about $1,000 by having my take profit here. But because that we have all this liquidity down here, I'm gonna take my chances. And this right here could be an immediate rebalance. I have a little baby volume imbalance in here protecting me and the open of this order block and the wick of this order block. So let's see. I turned off my time levels. Let me see if we hit like midnight open or anything. Yeah, we're below midnight open. So that might have been the best place, but let's just see. We got an immediate rebalance. And let's see what happens. So I'm gonna pause it just in case this takes a while, and then I'll report back. So it came back up to that volume balance. It came to the wick of the order block. It might be coming to get me, and that's okay. But this is a good example for me, for my notes, that this is FOMC today, and it can be choppy today. So this would have been a great target to get out for my take profit. So that's on me. Um, And, I didn't, because of that, I did not need to let that come back all the way back up on me, you know. Now it could still go down because this is an order block, so we'll see how it acts here. But I mean, that could have been a perfectly executed trade. So the lesson today is FOMC low hanging fruit. That's that. So am I, how do I feel about the trade? I feel good because I was on side. I had very little drawdown. I saw the 2022 YouTube model. Um, and I executed the trade. And, I noticed when I was going through it, like my feeling it in my body. Um, and look at this, watch it end up going down there anyway. Um I should have it, I could have it. Well, let's see. Above a mean threshold of an order block, like up here, even though it can go into the wick. Um, so I mean, I do believe it's gonna go down because we got all this liquidity here. Um, I had my stop too tight. I could have at least just moved it to break even. Um, and initially, that sell side liquidity was a great exit. It could have just been a really well executed trade. Doing that. I'm gonna pause this just for a minute to see if it does end up going down or end up going up. But again, with FOMC, we can see some wild price action, but I'll pause it just for the purpose of this video so we can see if it keeps going down. Okay, I think it's a pretty good chance we're gonna just keep pushing. So, one thing that this came up above London Open. So that could have been a cue to have my stop at least above the body of this order block. And honestly, just to break even. Because if I had it at break even, I had this order block here to protect me, and I had this order block here to protect me. So it's all right. That's what happens when, we uh have our emotions kind of dictate what we do on the chart instead of actually like using analysis. So, there's always a little bit of nervousness and, is the trade gonna go against me? And, you know, am I gonna have to sit here all day for it to get to my target? You know how they say submit to time. So it's good. It was a good practice today. That's gonna be the only trade that I take. I mean, unless I see something like super clear set up during FOMC or after the news. Um, but it's okay. So it's teasing me. I'm thinking we just gonna keep on pushing down, and we just came back down to this level. So I'll pause it again. But let me see. So let me see. This could be for the trade prep. So not trade prep, but like, what are you thinking of when you're looking for a trade? So on a day like today, we were basically accumulated all overnight. And then this little push up here was, to me, was like manipulation. And now we're going into distribution. So if I really had that context, I saw a setup on the 15-minute chart. And then I was like, oh, let me look on the 5-minute chart. So I kind of started there. So if I would have started up here, maybe that would have given me a little bit more comfort in not trailing my stop so tight, but we'll see what's going to happen. But here is a 2022 YouTube model on the hourly chart. And I didn't even see this because really I was going through this December contract and adding all my levels over here. But I will point it out here just so we have it. Okay. And then we had our hourly fair value gap. So I took the 2022 model was nested within this hourly fair value gap. And we see this all the time. So that's why this model is just so beautiful. So originally I was looking on the 15-minute chart and I was like, oh, there's a 2022 YouTube model, but there wasn't a swing low that got displaced in here. But it kind of just still acted the same way we would expect. And if I had known that, that hourly fair value gap was there, That would have been great. And I would have got tagged in. But my entry was, I think my entry was better. But anyway, no, no, it wasn't. I don't know. So it went into the 15-minute fair value gap. We got this 15-minute order block. Did we got some news? Oh, we got news right now. This is crude oil. Crude oil typically, from what I noticed, does not impact the indices as much. But it looks like it's getting buck wild right now. So because of all of that, we could have our bearish bias, and then we have all this liquidity sitting down here. So it may not get down, yeah, it may not get there because we have FOMC. But let's look at this. So let's see if I made a good decision. So this was like giving me another opportunity if I was still in. Like, you sure you don't want to get out down here? You sure? So I'm gonna stick with and if I was still in this trade and it was coming back on me like that, I'd be in my feelings. I ain't gonna lie. And it could easily just come back to this fair value gap and then, give you another entry and keep on dropping. It could easily do that. But again, I'm gonna say it for the umpteenth time, because of FOMC, we could just be in like seek and destroy price action just to jack people up so they can't catch the move, blow some accounts so people can't catch the move today. I mean later today. So we'll see throughout the day. If I was at break even, I would still be okay, but I would be real sad. I'm not gonna lie. Like, dang, I gave up all my profit and it could easily whip up here and take this, liquidity right here. Um, but we'll see how it went back to the 5-minute fair value gap. Look at that. Look at that, a back above 830 open. So I want to watch it for my journal, but I'm gonna pause it and so we could just see. If it goes back to my break even, then to my entry, then I'm just gonna stop the video. And this happens, you'll see price go back here, a number of times and just keep on pushing down. Let's see if we see something setting up on the lower time frame. All right, I'm gonna pause. Pause. Okay, so now we're back in this hourly fair value gap. Yes, I would be a little bit in my feelings right now. Like, I am not trying to have that thing come all the way back up on me. So, because if I moved to break even, I would be like, I would be in my feelings. Um, it did a little bit of a model here. Had a stop rate, had this little short-term high, had displacement, came back to this fair value gap. But I'm happy with my little no, no, let me not size it. I'm happy with my profit. Um, and I'm gonna be done for the day. I'm not gonna sit here and wait to see if it finally drops or if it's gonna, because it could just chop all day up until FOMC. But I will put a screenshot of this in my journal. Um, but God, that would have been so good, Jamie. When we on our psychology call last night, we were talking about greed. And it was this exact same example. Like, we already know price can come to a liquidity pool and turn around. And this would have been a good target, for low-hanging fruit, either this one, because that was low-hanging fruit, and this one right here. So, and we know that price seeks, relative equal lows like that. But I mean, am I wrong? Am I wrong to be targeting this over here? Like, that looks good. Look at that over there. And it can still come get it, you know? So we'll just have to see. But that is going to conclude my journal for today. Good job, Jamie. be okay with taking low-hanging fruit because you left a little bag on the table, but that's all right. But I sure would have been hot. I tell you that if I didn't lock in that profit. So that's okay. All right, so that's it, y'all. Hope everybody's doing well. And be cool, always staying straight, trading school. You dig? Bye. Bye 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 bye.